This is Hawaii News Now Sunrise at 4:30.
Developing news from Kailua, a building fire broke out overnight. Our Sammy Salina is live with the latest details. Happening today, congressional hearings begin for President Biden's federal budget, while some senators are skeptical of his spending priorities. Even though the mask mandate has been dropped in Hawaii, schools still require them, while some experts say the face coverings are hindering your child's development. We got more on those stories coming up. Plus, some Walmart locations will not be selling tobacco products anymore. We're going to tell you why. But first, let's check on the weather with Guy Hoggy. Guy?
How's it, Steve? We got more clouds today. You can see those clouds coming up from the southwest, so don't expect a whole lot of sunshine, although by the middle part of the day, we are expecting a few more spots of sunshine, and we've got more showers in the forecast as well. Beneath these high clouds, we have some lower level clouds bringing in some scattered showers later today, because this morning, it's mostly dry, save for some wet spots up on our North Shore. Look how dry but cloudy on Kauai. And then we have a few spots of rain up near Kahuku and Sunset Beach. Otherwise, it is fairly dry. A little bit of rain out towards Kailua as well. And then so same for Maui County, a little bit of moisture on towards the south flank of Haleakala. Otherwise, it's cloudy but dry, and pretty dry for the Big Island. And those winds will run light today. Light trades are expected. That should, still allow for some afternoon clouds and some afternoon showers, but they won't be widespread. So again, a few more clouds, a few more showers than the last couple of days. Now let's check on traffic. Lacey Denise has all the details.
Good morning, guys. We got very little problems out there. In fact, we got none on Oahu roadways. Traffic moving smoothly so far. 30 minutes as you make your way in from Mililani to downtown. 30 out of Makakilo, and a 25-minute drive from Hawaii Kai. Major routes moving smoothly so far. No road closures to mention. This may cause some heavy traffic in Mo'iliili later on today. Crews will be removing several utility poles along Kahuna Lane. That starts up this morning at 8 o'clock, wraps up by 3:30 this afternoon. Temporary lane closures that may happen, but no interruptions to Hawaiian Telecom service is anticipated, so avoid the area if you can. Steve, back over to you.
All right, thanks, guys. We begin with the developing news. Firefighters put out a fire in Kailua overnight. There appears to be extensive damage inside, and our Sammy Salina is live with more. Sammy, what's going on?
This is Hawaii News Now Sunrise.
It's 4:43. Cigarettes will soon be off the shelves at some Walmart locations across the country. Now, the retail giant says it's pulling those tobacco products due to slumping sales. Walmart did not say how many stores will be impacted, but the Wall Street Journal reports locations will include California, Florida, Arkansas, and New Mexico.
This is Hawaii News Now Sunrise at 5.
A fire overnight damages a Kailua business. Our Sammy Salina is live at the scene and has the latest developments.
A new Honolulu bill has drawn criticism from the local wedding industry. A protest is planned at Honolulu Hale this morning, while they say the measure sets an unfair double standard.
Trillions of dollars of federal relief have gone out to Americans struggling to get by during the pandemic. But fraudsters have taken advantage. An in-depth report shows how some have obtained a life of luxury on the government's dime.
Plus, it comes after years of seeing their commercials, but we may soon be getting a new fast food chain here in Hawaii.
That's right. Howard's going to tell us the details about where a Sonic drive-in might be opening up shop. Yum, tater tots.
We need more fast food. Before we get to anything else, though, here's Guy Hogg.
All right, we also need more rain, and we might get a little bit more rain today, but not enough to get us out of the moderate to severe drought that's afflicting much of the state. Now, you can see we've got more clouds for sure this morning from a disturbance down to the southwest.
This is Hawaii News Now Sunrise at 5:30.
Yeah, an overnight fire under investigation right now in Kailua. Sammy Salina is live at the electric bike warehouse with details.
A renewed plea from the Board of Water Supply as we confront a drought. What we're being asked to do as we approach the even drier summer months.
This just in, another booster has been approved. Who should consider getting an extra shot of protection from COVID?
All right, that's coming up. Plus, a major gap in the former president's phone log on the day of the insurrection. We're going to tell you how many hours of records are missing.
Yeah, before we get to any of that, though, let's check in with Guy Huggy. Guy, what's going on?
Yeah, you guys are talking about the drought that's likely to continue. There's a little bit of moisture out there, but really not much. But there's a whole lot more cloud cover today, so don't expect a lot of sunshine, at least less sunshine than what we had the last few days.
This is Hawaii News Now Sunrise at 6.
Smoke damage is visible on a Kailua building believed to be housing electric bikes. Sammy Salina reports from the overnight scene where an investigation is underway.
Another domino could soon fall in the Kealoha scandal. Details on the next step that's happening today in Rudy Puana's trial and his connection to the case.
A COVID outbreak on a cruise ship. Howard Dykes reports on that and where the ship is headed to next.
Those stories coming up, plus a Super Bowl champ checks out a popular hike on Oahu.
But we want to get this hour started with our weather forecast. Good morning.
Good morning, Grace and Steve. We got more clouds today than we had yesterday. We're going to see less sunshine because of it. But these are high clouds coming from a disturbance down to the south.
This is Hawaii News Now Sunrise at 6:30.
President Biden is asking for Congress to help address the Red Hill water crisis. How Hawaii's delegation is reacting to his proposal.
Hawaii public school students are still required to wear masks in class, but there is some concern that extra protection may be stunting development in our keiki. What are experts seeing?
Oh, you got to see this aquatic dance. It was caught from high overhead. We'll tell you where this trio of mantas was seen, showing off their moves. How cool is that?
Pretty cool. All right, those stories coming up. Plus, Grace, I have a question for you. Do you feel the need? The need for speed?
Yes, always feel the need for
We're
speed.
going to catch up with Maverick in the newly released Top Gun trailer.
I feel like we've been talking about this movie coming out for a really long time.
Right? Because it was supposed to be released earlier.
Last year.
Delayed and delayed.
Delayed and delayed again.
Plus, they're introducing a character that we've been waiting to see for
Ice.
a while. So, it's a tease.
He was in the first movie.
Oh, man. Well, we know that.
All right, let's get a weather forecast for Tuesday.
Oh, is Guy Huggy in this one?
Probably.
No, I am not. That'd be a no. Now, it's a little cloudy out there. Sun has already come up, so it's a little cloudy, but skies have got some pretty colors because of those mid to high level clouds. And those clouds are coming from a disturbance down to our southwest. Of course, those mid to high level clouds don't bring us any rain.
This is Hawaii News Now Sunrise at 7.
Yeah, another domino could soon fall in the Kealoha scandal. Details on the next step that's happening today in Rudy Puana's trial and his connection to the case.
Pinch at the pump. We've all been feeling the effects of record high gas prices in the past few weeks. Sammy Salina has been talking with drivers on how they've been forced to adjust.
A former Maui County employee is taking his case to court after he says he was wrongfully terminated. More details are coming up on his whistleblower claims.
We're also going to tell you there's a series of free performances that you can attend from the Hawaii Symphony Orchestra. We'll tell you all about that.
That's right. But first, before anything else, Mr. Guy Hugg.
Thanks a lot, Steve and Grace. It's a bit of a cloudy start, but there's not a lot of rain because all these clouds coming up and over the state, mid to high level clouds, and they don't produce or bring any rain. So we are expecting, however, some lower level clouds to bring us a few light scattered showers out there later this afternoon, especially with the light winds. We'll get some cloud buildups, but you can see it's mostly dry out there no matter where you go, except for Niihau.
This is Hawaii News Now Sunrise at 7:30.
A renewed plea from the Board of Water Supply as we confront a drought. What we're all being asked to do as we approach the even drier summer months.
And Hawaii became the last state in the country to drop the mask mandate just days ago. There's growing concern about the long-term impact on children and how they learn to communicate in the classroom.
Gas prices continue to be top of mind as we dread the day that we have to fill up and spend way more than we would like to. Sammy Salina is live with the impact of those prices on our personal finances.
Plus, timely stories why hundreds of people waited for hours at Ala Moana Center and a big change to the NFL overtime rule.
First up, though, let's get our Tuesday started with this guy, Guy Huggy.
Thanks a lot, Grace. Thanks a lot, Steve. We don't have a lot of rain out there to help with the drought that they were talking about. And so conserve water. That's the message from the Board of Water Supply. Even though it's very cloudy out there, those high clouds coming up and over the state from the southwest, they do not bring in any rain whatsoever. However, there is a disturbance below this, and that's why we are seeing a few minor splashes.
Just ahead on This Is Now.
But it's also the transmissibility.
The FDA okays another Pfizer, Moderna COVID booster for those 50 and up.
This is Now from Hawaii News Now on KHNL. Sponsored by Kapili Solar Roofing, Kids City Adventure, and Long's Drugs.
It's Tuesday, March 29th, and This Is Now on HNN.
But it's also the transmissibility.
The FDA okays another Pfizer, Moderna COVID booster for those 50 and up.
The wedding industry protests a bill that bans commercial activities at certain parks.
It doesn't, take in consideration the community and the businesses.
As gas prices soar, many Hawaii residents are forced to make changes.
It's really hard on people who are on the lower income end of things.
Oh, wow! We've got these stories, plus we're still talking about it. More reaction from Will Smith's slap heard around the world. What Jada has to say about it coming up on This Is Now. Good afternoon. Thanks for watching This Is Now. I'm Jonathan Soppy alongside Mark Carpenter here today at noon. Thanks for having lunch with us. Today Oahu's wedding industry is renewing its calls for action.
That's right. Members of the Oahu Wedding Association gathered at Honolulu Hale today, urging Mayor Rick Blangiardi to veto Bill 38. Their message in today's Talker.
The City Council approved Bill 38 about 2 weeks ago. The bill bans commercial activity at certain parks, including professional photography in parks from Makapu'u to Waimanalo.
First at 4 on KHNL is brought to you by these sponsors. This is Hawaii News Now. First at 4.
First at 4, developments in the tainted water crisis. Board of Water Supply Chief Engineer Ernie Lau says he's hearing the fuel contamination at Red Hill could be spreading. He's also worried Oahu's water usage is rising. Mahealani Richardson has our top story.
This is Hawaii News Now. First at 4:30.
Well, first at 4:30, gas prices are probably still hurting your wallet and affecting your weekly spending. And according to AAA, the state hit a record for the average price per gallon. Sammy Salina has more.
This is Hawaii News Now at 5.
A Big Island doctor and brother of Catherine Kealoha pleads guilty to gun crimes ahead of his drug trial. Legal experts.
As the Board of Water Supply pleads for water conservation, why it's even more worried that the fuel contamination could be spreading. Also tonight, a collision in central Oahu sends a young skateboarder to the hospital.
And Hawaii marks the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War by honoring those who served.
First at 5, disgraced former prosecutor Catherine Kealoha is back in town for her brother's drug trial.
Jury selection started today in the case against Rudy Puana. As our Lynn Koana reports, prosecutors have an abundance of evidence.
This is Hawaii News Now at 5:30.
There are negotiations that have begun today, or not begun, continued today, one in Turkey and others. I had a meeting with the heads of state of our 4 allies in NATO.
First at 5:30, Russian and Ukrainian officials meet in a new round of peace talks despite signs of hope and progress, while President Biden is now urging caution. That's coming up in just 2 minutes. But first, if you're just getting home, we'll look at some of the day's top stories in Hawaii. Trial for a Hawaii Island doctor accused of drug and gun crimes is underway. A jury is being picked in the case against Rudy Puana. His sister Catherine Kealoha is expected to take the stand and testify against him. Puana is accused of improperly prescribing prescription medication and health care fraud. The trial is expected to start on Thursday and could wrap up in 3 weeks.
Right now at 6.
Don't be so quick to open the door.
HPD is investigating a home invasion where the suspects allegedly posed as police.
Jury selection begins for a Big Island doctor who's also the brother of Catherine Kealoha. A preview of his drug trial coming up.
Drug and firearms bust in Haiku. Who was arrested and what was found?
Also tonight, 2 deputy sheriffs get in a scuffle at the airport and one ends up in jail.
And wedding planners protest a new law keeping them from certain beaches.
This is Hawaii News Now at 6.
And first tonight, a search is on for 2 men who posed as police officers before a home invasion in Kapahulu.
Tonight, HPD is warning residents to verify the person at the door before letting them in. Allison Blair has our top story.
When the victim opened the door, law enforcement sources say 2 men armed with a handgun forced their way inside.